Welcome to today's Bible study, where the journey is into Esther 5, a chapter filled with courage, wisdom, and divine orchestration. It is a story that reminds us how God works in ways we can't often see, align every moment in His glory. Join me as we uncover the bold faith of Queen Esther and the eternal lessons that we have to offer. Now, imagine the scene. A grand Persian palace stands in silence, its golden corridors echoing the sound of the footsteps. Queen Esther, adored in her royal robes, walks in steady with grace. Through her heart is racing. She knows that what lies ahead. In the world of King Xerxes, no one, not even the king, approaches the throne uninvited. To do so could mean death. But Esther isn't driven by reckless bravery. She is filled by a purpose. For 3 days, she and her people have fasted and prayed. Her courage is not on her own. It is drawn from God she trusts. With each step, she carries the weight of the people's life, knowing that the moment is no accident. Finally, she stands before the king. The entire court holds its breath while he extends the golden scepter. Granted her, or will it be the end? And then, with a motion that seems almost otherworldly, the king lifts the scepter. Esther's life is spared. But notice that what happens next, she doesn't rush into her request. Instead, she invites the king and Haman, the king's trusted advisor, to a banquet. Why? Because Esther knows that this moment is part of a greater plan. She is patient, discerning, and willing to follow God's timing even when the stakes are high. Meanwhile, Haman leaves the banquet, brimming with pride. Little does he know that the wheels of justice are already turning. His arrogance blinds him in the dangers he faces. Esther is not just bold, she is wise in the courage, setting the stage for God's ultimate deliverance. Esther 5 is a masterclass in courage and wisdom. Esther teaches us that courage doesn't mean absent of fear. It means trusting God's purpose in the face of uncertainty. Her decision to wait and follow God's timing reminds us to follow wisdom just as it's important to be bold. How often do we rush ahead of God's glory, trying to fix things on our own, instead of trusting Him to unfold the plan on His time? Where is God calling you to step forward in courage today? Is there a situation where you need to trust His timing rather than your own? Take a moment to reflect and pray, asking God's wisdom to act boldly yet patiently, just as Esther did. If this message has encouraged you, share it with someone who might need to hear it also. Let's commit to this week and pray for discernment in our own lives, trusting that God is always working, even when it's unseen. So thank you for joining me in today's Bible study of Esther 5. Remember this: you are not where you are by accident. God has placed you where you are for such a time as this. Be bold, be wise, and trust in God's timing. So see you next time. You're blessed one day at a time, within the entire book of the Bible.